Miss Joy, please hang in there. I'm sorry we failed to protect you. Don't worry, this pretty little bridge isn't that easy to kill. As the idol with the strongest foundation above ground. Do you really think I need protection? No need to beat yourself up about it, sweetie. Excuse you. What are you trying to say? She's not just any bridge. This is Miss Joy, the top underground idol in all of Dimension City. So, this bridge is called Joy? Is there any other Joy in all of Planarcadia? Miss Joy was attacked. We're all losing our minds here, so if you're not part of this, then stay out of our way, will ya? Miss Skewed, I understand you're anxious, but you can't be rude to others. Do you remember what the Joy Fan Manual has to say about that? I'm a Dimension City idol, and my name is Joy. Nice to meet you. Oh, well, it's not quite our first meeting. You actually passed on me once when you first arrived in Dimension City. I haven't forgotten, you know. And this here is Miss Skewed, the president of my fan club. She's a good person, really. She just got a bit carried away because she's worried about me. Please forgive her. Isn't Planarcadia amazing? In Planarcadia, any living being can try to become an idol, even a bridge. As much as I'd love to make you my newest fan right here and now, I was just attacked and the culprit stole. I haven't the foggiest who did it. So currently I'm in a grievously injured state. If possible, please do come visit me again afterward. Okay? Miss Joy, at a time like this, you needn't try too hard to maintain your idol persona. I'm Ashveil, an imagenesis doctor. Where's the patient? Dr. Ashveil, you're finally here. I've been worried sick. The patient is Miss Joy here. Please, could you assess how critical her condition is? Excuse me, Miss Potential Fan. Please step aside. The doctor needs to give Miss Joy emergency care. Immediately. Sniff. How's Miss Joy? How bad is it? The injury itself isn't too serious. The attacker's imagenesis technique was superb. They didn't damage any other bodily structures and just removed both eyes. With some emergency treatment, Miss Joy shouldn't be in any life-threatening danger. For the moment. Thank you, Dr. Ashveil, but still feel very weak right now. Sigh, that's natural. 90% of your wish power is concentrated in those eyes of yours. Isn't it? Of course you'd feel weak. Those eyes of yours are usually all your fans pay attention to anyway, right? "90% of your wish power has been stolen. If a human suddenly lost 90% of their body weight, they die instantly. And your current situation isn't much different from that. Please, think of something, Dr. Ashveil. Your clinic is the best in Dimension City. Surely there must be a way to save Miss Joy. I'm begging you, please save Miss Joy. Miss Skewed, I must insist that you calm down. I still need you to do something more important for me. Please go back to the fan club and let everyone know that I've been hurt, but that it's nothing serious. Tell them not to worry and wait patiently for my return. I'm counting on you. Okay? Sniff, I understand. I'll head back now. Miss Joy, you have to keep your promise. You have to be okay. You hear me? Dr. Ashveil, I can't die like this. You saw it yourself. There are still so many people waiting for me. Sigh. In your current condition, your imaginated structure could disintegrate at any moment. If you want to maintain your form, you've got two options. Either you find a way ASAP to restore your wish power to the level it was at before you were attacked, or you recover your lost wish power. Haha, neither option sounds very easy. Attention, everyone, attention. I'm Kuchiba, and the Department of Aberration Defense will now be taking over the investigation of this case and the crime scene. We expect and appreciate your cooperation. Thank you. Now, Miss Joy, would you mind telling me what happened? Miss Kuchiba, to be honest, I'm not too sure about what happened either. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just a pedestrian overpass, so people are constantly walking all over me, and it's not like I could pay attention to anyone in particular. It was a day like any other day, and I was quietly practicing my new song while watching over the pedestrians crossing me. A masked person approached, but I thought nothing of it. After all, there are plenty of weirdos around here. But then, they suddenly whipped out their drawing tools, you know, those compasses and rulers that artists used to create imagery and stuff, and started waving them at me. After that, everything went pitch black before my eyes. I see. Is there anyone you suspect, Miss Joy? Have you made any enemies recently? I really haven't a clue. I'm not the type to make enemies, and am definitely not famous enough to have haters yet. As for rivals, that's even more unlikely. My niche is super specific. Who would possibly want to compete with me? I suppose that's true enough. In that case, do you have any idea about your attacker's identity? Are they human or imaginary? Any clues about their race, gender, height, build? Anything at all would help. Sorry. It all happened so fast, I didn't get a chance to take a good look. It's alright, there's no need to blame yourself. Dr. Ashveil, what you said before. Is Miss Joy's condition critical? Or, if I may be blunt, how much longer can she hold on? I can't say for sure. The wish power structure of Imagini is a chaotic system, not orderly like material life forms. If she's lucky, she'll make it through and survive. If she isn't, she'll completely disintegrate within a few system hours. But regardless of luck, suffering a massive loss of constructive wish power in such a short time will cause irreversible damage. If her wish power isn't replenished, Miss Joy's memories, personality, and abilities, everything will be severely harmed. Unless I can get my eyes back. That's definitely the best solution. But we don't even know who the attacker is or what they want with her eyes. I'm afraid this is going to be a tough one. It'll be tough for sure. But if it were that easy for the good guys to defeat the bad guys, what would be the point of having us at the Department of Aberration Defense? Leave the rest to us. Looks like this incident has piqued your interest, Fantasy Gamer 93. Care to lend a hand? You're an important guest. How could we possibly let you just sit on the sidelines? If you decide you'd like to help, come on over and talk with us. At this time, the situation is critical. Miss Joy has suffered a grave injury, and if we can't find her eyes soon, I'm afraid her health will be seriously affected. Having the baseball raccoon handle something like this might be a bit like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. But right now, our top priority is to quickly track down the culprit who attacked Miss Joy and recover her stolen eyes. However, this isn't the place to be discussing it. Let's find somewhere more private to go over the details. There's a tea room nearby. Let's talk there. Please take me with you. Hey, don't say things like that. It's not like I squeeze my entire self into the room. I am an idol, you know? That means I have to go to perform at live venues and the like. For imaginee like me who can't move around easily, we can generally channel our wish power into certain parts to temporarily detach them from our main body. Kraken from the food street can do it, too. I'd like to point out that Miss Joy's eyes were forcibly peeled off her body by the killer using art tools. That's very different from voluntarily separating parts of your body. But Miss Joy, your body is in extremely poor shape right now. Leaving your physical body to act separately after losing such a massive amount of wish power. I must strongly advise against such rash behavior. I'm not the type to just sit around waiting to be saved. I want to join your investigation and do something. Maybe I'll even be able to help. Very well, Miss Joy, let's go. But remember not to push yourself too hard. Hey, stop that. Please don't stare at my lips like that. I've been hiding behind the bridge because I'm self-conscious about them, you know. I can feel your gaze. Let's get right down to business. Here's the deal. The Department of Aberration Defense took this case because the attack on Miss Joy is part of a serial murder investigation. Alas, at the end of the day, Planarcadia is no Arcadia. In recent months, there's been a series of murders in Dimension City. 17 cases to be exact. Make that 18 now. Our investigation has turned up a number of similarities between the incidents. As for the specifics, here's the case summary. You can read through it yourself. Here are some of the main points. First, all the victims were imaginee working in the entertainment industry. Streamers, singers, comedians, and of course idols like Miss Joy. Secondly, every victim had body parts removed. The perpetrator's imagenesis technique is exceptional. Their peeling method is so clean and precise, it leaves almost no clues behind for us to follow. And there's one last thing tying everything together. All the crimes happened on the victim's own turf. Homes, studios, private lounges. But there were absolutely no signs of forced entry. Almost as if they were invited in. However, what's strange about that is that none of the victims told any of their family or friends about having invited a guest or someone coming to visit. The Department of Aberration Defense is temporarily hailing this mysterious serial killer the Millennium Killer. After all, it's the year 1999. So the Millennium Killer everyone's been talking about online is real. And here I thought it was just an urban legend, since they were invited in. The killer must have been known to the victims, right? Before the case was transferred to the Department of Aberration Defense, the Security Bureau had already investigated along these lines. However, even though all the victims were in the entertainment industry, the circles of singers and comedians are quite distinct with minimal overlap, so there are few mutual friends between them. The investigation showed the victims did indeed all know several TV producers. However, all the producers had solid alibis. Wait a minute. My case doesn't share any of those similarities with the other cases, right? The culprit didn't come to my house, but attacked me right there on the street. Plus, I wasn't killed. I'm still here, though I am badly hurt. As for those differences, it probably comes down to a few of your innate traits. The killer can't visit your home, since you're always out in public. They can't murder you either. Being a large imaginee, you're just too tough to kill outright. Talk about a blessing in disguise. However, the killer swiftly peeled away your eyes in public. No witness, including you, could describe any of the killer's identifying features. Such an exceptional yet cruel imagenesis technique could only be the work of a master such as the Millennium Killer. Which is to say, that's also why I concluded that the Joy ambush incident was the work of the Millennium Killer as well. Because the standard way to investigate is too inefficient. Now Miss Joy's eyes are missing, and she is in imminent danger of losing her life. I can't gamble her health and future on a slow and steady investigation. So, I'm begging you, Fantasy Gamer 93, to retrieve the eyes in true nameless fashion before the Millennium Killer does something to them. Can you do that? Perfect, that's exactly what I'd expect from a nameless. Thanks for being willing to lend a hand. Well then, this meeting is over. I'll leave the rest to you, Fantasy Gamer 93. Aren't you going to investigate with us, Miss Kuchiba? Because of my identity, I can't intervene directly in many things. But rest assured, at least for today, so long as Fantasy Gamer 93 doesn't do anything too outrageous, security officers all over will turn a blind eye to your investigation. This is all I can do. Fantasy Gamer 93, Miss Joy, good luck to you both. Even with Miss Kuchiba's inside info, we're still missing way too much information. Since the victims were all working in the entertainment industry, it'd be great if we could consult someone from the industry. Though I hate to say it, most of my friends in the industry are doing even worse than am. I doubt they'll be of much help. Sparxie. Of course she counts. She's Planarcadia's most followed virtual idol, and her industry prestige is considerable. If she's willing to help... But didn't you just beat her up? Sure, clashing during the Phantasman games is inevitable, but you don't think she'll hold a grudge and refuse to help because of that, do you? hope she doesn't hold a grudge. Poor baby Joy. Heard you were attacked by the Millennium Killer, you poor thing. Don't worry, we'll definitely catch this creep. Miss Sparxie knows about me? Xing. I've actually been wanting to collab with you for a while, but I was just too busy during the Phantasmin games, plus getting beaten up by this guy, so I never had the chance to reach out. Once this is all over, let's do a collab stream. Thank you, Miss Sparxie. But now I can feel myself getting weaker and weaker. I hope I'll live to see that day. Nonsense. It's all from the love and justice of my own heart. If there was an award for Planarcadia's most righteous top streamer, I'd definitely be the one and only candidate. It's about the Millennium Killer case. Conspiracy theories are running wild these days. And you know what's the most infuriating part? The most popular conspiracy theory claims that I, Sparxie, am the Millennium Killer. Look, I know I'm not exactly a saint in my daily life, but come on, comparing me to a serial killer is insane. I'm so mad. But what can you do? Trying to prove your innocence online is pointless. In the end, I'll just have to clear my name myself. Let's get down to business. Gray hair, did you get any insider intel from the Department of Aberration Defense? Care to share? You shared the information obtained from Kuchiba with Sparxie. So, Miss Sparxie, got any leads? Look, I'm an artiste, not a detective. Don't expect me to deduce any clues here. Oh my, don't be so hasty. While deduction isn't my forte, acting is a required course for any idol. What do you mean acting? I was just thinking. To kill a pedestrian overpass sounds as absurd as a modern poetry title. If the Millennium Killer is so skilled at imagenesis, they must know they can't actually kill Miss Joy, right? So I put myself in the killer's POV. Maybe this way I could figure out their motive. I'm an expert when it comes to imagenesis techniques. I'm well aware that an imaginary of Joy's size isn't something I could kill in one strike. But I'm still going to do it. Because, after all, I can't really be considered a serial killer. A serial killer is a psycho who kills for pleasure, and killing was never my goal in the first place. I'm not a fiend who takes lives for the sake of it. What I really care about has always been the parts that I peeled. As for their deaths, those are merely byproducts of the process. They only have themselves to blame for being too weak. Hey, I'm definitely not as smart as you. I still don't quite get it. What does this mean? It means our dear Millennium Killer might not be a lunatic after all. The way they're peeling body parts from the imaginary, it might actually serve a purpose. It's an entire criminal organization that operates around the whereabouts of these parts. If that's the case, we should talk to someone who really knows Planarcadia's underground world. Have you heard of Detective Ashveil? You really do have a way with people, huh? Baby Joy, are you holding up okay? Actually, I'm starting to feel worse and worse. The loss of so much wish power is hitting me harder than I imagined. Don't worry. Let's make this quick and clean. We'll get your eyes back in no time. Let's roll, gray hair. Time to hit the Ashveil Detective Agency. Well, if it isn't my old friends. I was wondering when you'd show up, though honestly, I didn't expect Miss Sparxie to get involved in this. Humph, looks like she finally understands that you should leave professional work to the professionals. It's like getting cocky right from the start. This is exactly why I hate detectives. Mr. Ashveil. Nice to meet you. Let's stop the bickering. Miss Joy's condition seems to be getting worse. It's okay. I can hold on a bit longer. Hang in there, Miss Joy. All right, let's get straight to the point and share what we've each found so far. Which means these parts might have been taken for some underground transactions. I had similar thoughts, but we hard-boiled detectives can't solve cases on imagination alone. We need to pay a visit to someone who actually knows something. While waiting for you guys to arrive, I've already contacted a few friends who are willing to help. Come with me, we'll meet them out on the street. In-person interviews? That's too old school. Can't you just call them instead? What do you know? Armchair detective and hard-boiled detective are two completely different archetypes. You can't mess around with character consistency. It's a serious business. Ah, Dovebrook. Could your currents wash away the sins buried in the city? I get it. Suddenly dropping dramatic, poetic one-liners in weird places is totally a hard-boiled detective trope. Don't follow his example. Gray hair's already turned into an old graybeard. Miss Joy, if you're really not feeling well, you should go back and rest. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit tired. I really want to sleep. This doesn't look good. Poor baby Joy seems even weaker than before. We need to pick up the pace. Yo, old man, you finally showed up. Been waiting ages for you. Whoa, and you brought 2 big shots with you. What an honor. Let me introduce you to Ms. Himes. Her job is helping reformed ex-criminals reintegrate into society. Don't say ex-criminal. Reformed individual sounds much better. Sure, they might be a bunch of rotten watermelons, but wanting to turn over a new leaf is a good thing. Because of her work, Ms. Himes is very familiar with the dark side of Planarcadia. You could say she's a walking encyclopedia of crime. So, I consulted her about the whereabouts of those parts. Look who's talking. Criminal encyclopedia. This old geezer doesn't know how to hold his tongue. Back to the point, I've looked at the materials you gave me. How should I put this? I'm not convinced that the Millennium Killer's goal is doing business. Unlike organic life forms, the parts of an imaginee that might actually be of use are usually those with special functions like fangs, claws, fire sacs, or venom glands. Would you look at the parts this person peeled? Limbs and faces aside, he takes spectacles, bow ties, cowlicks. Who'd even want that? It makes zero market sense. Imagine this. An evil millionaire splurges on a black market bow tie and attaches it onto themselves. That doesn't look like something any sane person would do. Can't argue with that, but I'd say it's unlikely since it's really not worth the trouble. But the peeled parts of contained a lot of wish power, right? Just like our baby Joy. Those eyes of hers contained 90% of her total wish power. If they were only after wish power, they could steal, rob, or scam. But committing a capital crime for such a small amount of wish power, they are taking a huge risk for very little return. So, it's probably not for profit. I get what you mean. Thank you for your help, Ms. Himes. Of course. Hope you can catch that guy soon. Mr. Ashveil, the Millennium Killer, won't come after me, right? I'm just starting to make a name for myself. I can't have my life cut short like this. Don't worry, at lone_freerider, the Millennium Killer won't notice you anytime soon. Let me introduce at Lone Freerider. He's been hanging around Dovebrook District for years. And he's a future superstar. He knows the entertainment industry's behind-the-scenes secrets like the back of his hand and might give us some leads that even the Department of Aberration Defense hasn't picked up on. Hey, Mr. Detective, are you picking on me on purpose? With a mega superstar like me right here, why would you need to ask anyone else about the behind-the-scenes secrets? Come on, don't say that. You're a top-tier superstar and he's top-tier in the other direction. When it comes to that market, at Lone_Freerider definitely knows better than you. He's the ultimate grassroots expert. What kind of compliment was that? Anyway, forget it. I've looked at the list you gave me. There's a very subtle connection between these people. I wonder if you've noticed it? Gotta keep things interesting. Every single one of them only rose to fame this year, in 1999. None of them has been famous for more than a year. Oh, so all the victims were newbies. No, all the victims were late bloomers, just like me. So that guy won't target me, right? Mr. Ashveil, you will definitely catch the Millennium Killer, won't you? Cut to the chase first. What do you mean by bloomer? These victims started their careers way back. Some of them even debuted in the 70s. It was only this year that they suddenly became popular. Actually, I didn't get many fans until this year as W. After decades in the industry as a nobody, finally achieving overnight success through years of accumulated effort and being a late bloomer, such life stories are actually quite rare, and now everyone on this victim list is like this. Whoa. I'm getting goosebumps. This is pretty creepy. That reminds me. I discovered by chance that the Millennium Killer only takes the parts that resonate most with the audience. People online keep saying my little duck lips are cute. What if that makes me a target for the Millennium Killer? Mr. Ashveil, I'm really scared. You'll catch him, right? Don't worry, at lone_furrider, you won't get hurt. We've got your back.
Welcome! We have a discount.
They don't look happy to see us.
Ashveil, you're here. And you too. Since this is our first meeting, I'm Salomon, a staff member at the Noblesse Department Store Sales Division. This guy's my drinking buddy. You might have met before, but he's a total drunkard. He's usually not this sober after work hours, so he probably doesn't remember whether he's seen you or not. Haha, give me a break. How else am I supposed to survive that job without a drink or two? Outside of work, I'm also the president of the fan club for the wrestler Senna Scissorkick. About a month ago, Miss Senna was killed by the Millennium Killer. She was an orchestra, and the part that the murderer took from her was her ears. Salomon's been a devoted fan for ages. Maybe he can give us a fresh perspective.
I'm definitely a fan.
V been following Miss Senna since her first match in 1983. Through all these years, even when her career was just lukewarm, I stayed loyal. She told us back then that it was the result of spiritual training. When your spirit grows, your body responds accordingly. I guess that growth really did pay off because after her seclusion ended, Miss Senna quickly became a red-hot superstar in the wrestling world. Sometimes I feel like this was fate's cruel joke. Could it be that the very training she took to make herself stronger ended up leading to her death instead? It hurts just thinking about it. Don't think like that. She died because someone evil killed her, not because she did anything wrong. Thank you all. I've always believed that justice will prevail, and the Millennium Killer will get their punishment one day. Ashveil, you'll catch the Millennium Killer, right? It might not be me who catches them, but they definitely won't get away. That's all I needed to hear. My drinking buddy. Baby Joy, you've been Guyot for a while. Are you still hanging in there? Sorry. I don't think Tvi been much help. Miss Joy, get back to your body. That should help you hold on a bit longer. No. Want to stay here? Maybe I can still do something to help. Don't take this the wrong way, Miss Joy, but there's nothing you can do here. Just return to your body. There's no need to put yourself through this pain. Detective, you don't get it at all. Under that bridge right now, Joy's fans are all gathered, waiting for news about her. How could an idol possibly waste away and die in front of her own fans? Sorry, I didn't think this through. Thank you. I'll take a nap now. If I don't wake up, please tell my fans that my eyes are actually the result of plastic surgery. I kept it to myself, just to satisfy a small, selfish bit of vanity. Such fake eyes, yet they've gathered 90% of my wish power. How ironic. We have to move faster now. Fortunately, we're starting to see the shape of this case. Oh, by the laughter. Ha 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 ha. This is absolutely amazing. Sparxie, have you lost your humanity? Joy's life is hanging by a thread, and you're here celebrating? Oh, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. I mean Joy, who said you weren't helping. You've been a huge help. Now everything finally makes sense. Fantasy Gamer 93. Now you get what I mean. What exactly did you two get? Now, we finally arrive at the thrilling deduction. How did the Millennium Killer gain access to the victim's private rooms? And why commit such a string of brutal crimes? And most importantly, who exactly are they? All clues are in motion. Happy hunting. Who on earth are you talking to? Forget it, you wouldn't understand. Let's just get on with the deduction already. When investigating cases like this, we usually start by looking for commonalities between the victims. The most obvious common point between these people is that they're all part of the entertainment industry. But according to Ms. Kuchiba's intel, these people don't seem to have any mutual friends. This might suggest that what connects them lies beneath the surface. We should have gotten enough clues about that by now. Haven't we, Fantasy Gamer 93? These victims started their careers way back. Some of them even debuted in the 70s. It was only this year that they suddenly became popular. Miss Senna's ears used to be just like any other orchestras, but then she suddenly went into seclusion for a month, claiming she was undergoing spiritual training. When she finally emerged, those ears of hers had somehow transformed into adorable cat ears, just like a light pause. If I don't wake up, please tell my fans that my eyes are actually the result of plastic surgery. That's right. The clues are crystal clear now. The hidden connection between the victims is just a deduction. Booty believe all these victims must have had plastic surgeries. Joy just admitted it to us. And Senna Scissorkick claimed she changed the shape of her ears through spiritual training. That's way too ridiculous even in Planarcadia. It's probably just an excuse she made up for herself. That's only 2 of the victims. We can't simply jump to conclusions, can we? True. But there's another interesting point. Although they started their careers at different times, all the victims suddenly had a turn of luck this year and began making their mark in the entertainment industry. Something must have happened that suddenly changed these people's destinies this year. Just like Senna Scissorkick, who shot to fame after transforming her cat ears. The entertainment industry is notoriously unforgiving. Though people often claim to value talent over appearance, it's usually looks that determine who rises to the top. Even comedians must have a funny look to make it. For now, this deduction is enough to convince me. We'll see later if it really holds up. So the next question is, how did the Millennium Killer gain access to the victims' private rooms? Based on our current train of thought, we should be able to solve this problem easily. All the crime scenes were in the victims' own territory. Their homes, studios, private lounges. Yet there were absolutely no signs of forced entry. Here's the weird part. None of the victims told any of their friends or family that they were expecting a visitor that day. She told us back then that it was the result of spiritual training. When your spirit grows, your body responds accordingly. I kept it to myself, just to satisfy a small, selfish bit of vanity. The Millennium Killer was able to waltz right into the victims' private rooms because Do you mean the killer had 18 roommates? The victims were hiding something. All these victims targeted by the Millennium Killer had their own reasons to conceal the fact that they underwent cosmetic surgeries. So when the Millennium Killer used this as a pretext to visit the victims' private rooms, the victims wouldn't tell anyone about it. This was probably exactly what the Millennium Killer had anticipated. Judging from the timeline, the Millennium Killer probably used post-surgery checkup as an excuse. This way, the victims wouldn't be suspicious and wouldn't tell anyone around them about the Millennium Killer's identity. Based on this deduction, we're now down to the easiest question. Who exactly is the Millennium Killer? The identity of the Millennium Killer is obviously Who the heck is that? Don't just drop a name that sounds like someone's last words. Don't be childish. You're such a baby. Without a doubt, the Millennium Killer was the plastic surgeon all these victims had in common. Since everyone kept quiet about their cosmetic surgeries, the surgeon / managed to escape investigation from the Department of Aberration Defense. But now, this killer can't escape our pursuit. Now we're left with one crucial question. What was the Millennium Killer trying to accomplish with all of this? Motives aren't something you can solve by deduction alone. Half the time, People don't even know why they do what they do. However, based on the clues we've gathered so far, we might be able to piece together an answer. What is the Millennium Killer trying to achieve by murdering Imagini and peeling parts from them? I'm not a fiend who takes lives for the sake of it. What I really care about has always been the parts that I peeled. As for their deaths, those are merely byproducts of the process. They only have themselves to blame for being too weak. That reminds me, I discovered by chance that the Millennium Killer only takes the parts that resonate most with the audience. Would you look at the parts this person peeled? Limbs and faces aside, he takes spectacles, bow ties, cowlicks. Who'd even want that? It makes zero market sense. Imagine this. An evil millionaire splurges on a black market bow tie and attaches it onto themselves. That doesn't look like something any sane person would do. Could it be that the Millennium Killer's ultimate goal is Stop, stop, stop. Don't say another word. This will never get past the censorship. The Millennium Killer must be after something far beyond just collecting. Ms. Himes is right. The spectacles, bow ties, and cowlicks may be useless parts for an average person, but for the Millennium Killer, these popular parts from the celebrities are priceless. The Millennium Killer wants to stitch all these popular parts onto themselves. It's hard to imagine the Millennium Killer's true intention. To become the most popular Imagini? To transform into the most powerful Imagini? Or something far more mundane? Perhaps they simply want to absorb the wish power contained in these parts. Either way, this killer is a complete lunatic. Now, we're gonna stop them. At this point, we should contact the Department of Aberration Defense. With their expertise, they should be able to quickly identify this plastic surgeon. We needn't risk confronting the culprit ourselves anymore. But I just tried to put myself in the Millennium Killer's POV. I know I can't kill Joy. Leaving that loose end alive will jeopardize my future plans. Unless the Millennium Killer has no further plans in committing crimes. I need to remove Joy's eyes, but TM unable to kill her directly with everyone watching. The safest approach would be to make her my last victim. It looks like whatever the Millennium Killer plans to do with Joy's eyes, time is running out. The killer is about to carry out the final step. Let's work on both fronts. We'll notify the Department of Aberration Defense while taking action ourselves. Now, we need to find at Lone_Freerider. He's probably got the scoop on where these celebrities get their plastic surgeries done. Mr. Ashveil, why are you back? No. Don't tell me the Millennium Killer is after me now? Oh no. You have to protect me, Mr. Ashveil. Ugh, I told you no one's trying to kill you. Time's short, so answer quickly. Where do you and your friends usually get cosmetic surgeries? I usually go to Campbell Imagenesis Surgery. It's the top plastic surgery clinic in Planarcadia. Pricey, but the results are incredible. Not the premier clinic. I need somewhere secret and private, a place that won't leave any records. What options do we have? So Miss Sparxie struggles with that as well. However, as you know, because we Imagini are so malleable, the law mandates that all our cosmetic surgeries are documented. But for the sake of their image, persona, self-esteem, vanity, and all that messy stuff, most people don't want others to know about this. Apparently, some imagenesis clinics secretly offer underground cosmetic services. Don't tell anyone I told you, but there's a top-rated clinic in our circle. They're highly skilled, reasonably priced, and their legitimate medical services are excellent too. It's called Ashveil Clinic. I'm Ashveil, an imagenesis doctor. Where's the patient? Oh shoot. Let's split into two teams. One will contact the Department of Aberration Defense to organize police forces for the arrest. The other will head straight to Ashveil's house. We can't let him escape no matter what. Alright, so who's gonna block the door? Just saying, I'm not too keen on having a face-off with some serial killer. Miss Kuchiba has authorized Fantasy Gamer 93 to investigate the case. So Fantasy Gamer 93 should be the one to confront the suspect directly. So the question isn't about which of us contacts the Department of Aberration Defense, but rather who Fantasy Gamer 93 chooses as her companion. Dang it. To think we're leaving the choice to this little gray head. Whatever, you can pick whoever you want, but I'm not keen to confront a serial killer. Come on, you're supposed to be our top pathstrider. Don't tell me you're scared of a serial killer. It's not about my capabilities. It's just that I don't wish to talk to a creep. That's so gross. Don't worry about her, Fantasy Gamer 93. It's your call. Who do you want to team up with to catch the Millennium Killer? Alright, let's head out. Stay safe, I'm off to snitch to the Department of Aberration Defense. Miss Sparxie went to report to Miss Kuchiba. We should get moving too. The Millennium Killer probably didn't expect us to have already uncovered the truth. Is of the essence. Let's go. Dr. Zol, do you have time for a quick chat with us? Mr. Ashveil and Miss Fantasy Gamer 93, what brings you here? Has Miss Joy's condition gotten worse? Huh? What do you mean? Good, your panic seems genuine enough. Now, would you mind explaining to us why all the victims of the Millennium Killer had plastic surgery at your clinic? Victims of the Millennium Killer? I can't make heads or tails of what you two are saying. Ashveil Clinic doesn't even have a plastic surgery department. Doesn't have one, officially. Oh, could it be? No, T can't be her. Maybe. I'm not really sure either. I have a doctor on my team who used to be a doctor at Campbell Imagenesis Surgery. In 1998, she quit and joined our clinic, saying the pressure at big hospitals was too much. Known all along that she was performing underground plastic surgeries behind everyone's back. But she's highly skilled in medical care, so I just turned a blind eye. Still, she's such a gentle person. There's no way she could be a serial killer. Whether she's a serial killer or not, we'll reach a conclusion after seeing her with our own eyes. Can you tell us? What's this doctor's name? Where is she now? Bartoli Miranda. Her name is Bartoli Miranda. At this hour, she usually takes walks around the plaza. Alright, thanks for cooperating. Let's go. Fantasy Gamer 93. Time to meet this Miss Miranda. Don't worry, he's not lying. I can tell.
This plaza wasn't designed.
Hey! Did you miss me? What?
Excuse me, are you Miss Bartoli Miranda? Guess having too much of a routine isn't the best idea. Makes it way too easy for detectives to track you down. Of course, if you've got nothing to hide, you shouldn't be afraid of a detective tracking you down, right? Millennium Killer. I've always hated that moniker. Just because the incident happened in 1999, they went with Millennium? Just because many Imagini died, they had Tot Abel Mea Killer? No, I didn't get to where I am today just to bicker with fools. Since you two aren't just any random nobodies, I suppose I don't mind explaining why I did this. I used to be an excellent plastic surgeon. Most of my patients ended up becoming prominent head-turning stars. Yet, regardless of how much attention and glamour these worthless people, who owe all their success to the favors I've so kindly bestowed upon them, receive, I am still just a nameless doctor. This career path threw me off balance for a while, but I pulled myself together pretty quickly. You can't keep tearing yourself apart. I thought, maybe instead of being a benefactor I could be a sower. So I came to Ashveil's clinic, where I secretly planted the parts one needed in those fame-hungry fools. When they truly become famous, those eye-catching parts one created will already be brimming with wish power, ripe for my harvest. So I've made it clear, I'm not a killer. I'm merely following the natural law of sowing in spring and reaping in autumn. Once the harvest is complete, that is, now I will transplant all these parts onto myself. Haha. Doesn't it give you the joy that a bountiful harvest brings? Now, my body is entirely made up of the most eye-catching parts in Planarcadia. In this age where attention is king, I have taken the throne. I crown myself ruler of gazes. I fear neither the Security Bureau nor the Department of Aberration Defense, and least of all you so-called supplicants. I am ascending to godhood, and mortal laws cannot bind me. Ha ha ha, you tell him. Just the reaction I expected. Whatever, I'm not going to argue with the dead. Just stop calling me the Millennium Killer. And don't call me Bartoli Miranda anymore. Either I have a brand new name now, a noble title befitting the ruler of gazes. Franken. After killing so many Imagini, this is what you cobbled yourself together into? Do you actually think this looks good? Mock me all you want. I shall grant you forgiveness through a merciful death. Sigh, there's just no reasoning with a complete lunatic. Get ready for battle, Fantasy Gamer 93.
I'll stand in their way. Earth shatters, heaven trembles!
Formation!
Sync with me.
Stand still. Say bye to breathing.
And the abysses revels. Your cries rise.
Relax. Time to say bye. Boom.
Ill fate descends.
Stand still.
My
Relax.
Offer you a wreck, be intoxicated.
May as well kill them all.
Destiny isn't chosen.
Stand still.
No. Wait. The wish power. Eyes rejecting me. Something's wrong. Why? I can't maintain my form anymore. Why is my wish power structure collapsing? Impossible, my imagenesis technique is perfect. Ugh. Feel.terrible. I can't. Die here. Oops. I think we went a bit overboard. I guess this patchwork monster couldn't maintain its form in the end. I'm no imagenesis expert, so I can offer a rather basic explanation. While the Imagini are intelligent beings, they resonate with all traditions of art. You see, when it comes to art, it's all about knowing what to emphasize, balancing detail with brevity. If a painting, novel, or song tries to emphasize everything, then it's essentially the same as emphasizing nothing at all. Similarly, if an Imagini's entire body was made of the most eye-catching parts, they'd end up like this Frank What's-Your-Name, unable to maintain their form. Just a few hits with a bat and they'd turn into, well, this. Did you know? These Wispae are the smallest units of wish power in Planarcadia. She's really returned to her most basic form. What a perfect ending, haha. But that's definitely not a good ending for us. Now that she's dead, there's no way we can face Miss Kuchiba. Don't worry, you were just acting in self-defense. You didn't do anything wrong. Perfect. Talk about having impeccable timing. Sparxie managed to dodge the final battle. Don't worry, Miss Joy's eyes are fine. I was quick on my feet and managed to keep them safe before Miss Miranda disintegrated. Let's return them to Miss Joy together later. This is the diary we found during our search of Bartoli Miranda's house. This person's mind is twisted to a bone-chilling degree. Thank you both for your hard work. I also want to apologize for not being able to arrive at the scene in time to provide support. It's alright, it's not like they got hurt or anything. Don't go around forgiving people on others' behalf. But of course, neither of us was seriously hurt. We should apologize to Miss Kuchiba for failing to capture the Millennium Killer alive. Don't sell yourself short. I've also made some... Oh, come on, you two. Cut the pleasantries already and go return those eyes to Baby Joy. Miss Fantasy Gamer 93, Mr. Ashveil, Miss Sparxie, Miss Kuchiba. Everyone's here and I've got my eyes back. That means you successfully caught the Millennium Killer. I wouldn't say we caught her, but in any case, she won't get another chance to harm anyone. Thank you for saving me. And thank you for bringing justice to those innocent Imagine victims. Even if the culprit is brought to justice, the damage she caused cannot be erased. Many people have lost their families and friends, and many others have lost their idols. These wounds will take quite some time for everyone to heal, I'm afraid. That's right. An idol's job is to bring hope. Leave this long-term mission to me and Joy. Miss Joy, you finally made it. We knew you could pull through. Sniffles. I really thought I'd never see you guys again. I missed you all so much. We missed you too, Miss Joy. Maybe we can never stop evil from troubling kind people, but at least today we saved a glimmer of hope. Oh, my doing good deeds once in a while actually feels pretty nice. Maybe I should try it more often. Thank you, Al, for your assistance. The Department of Aberration Defense has also provided you with bonuses in recognition of your outstanding contributions to the Millennium Killer case. Awesome. Getting paid for doing good deeds. I'm feeling even better now. However, Mr. Ashveil, Miss Sparxie, although it's a bit awkward to say this here, there's another matter I need your help with. Please come with me to the Department of Aberration Defense and assist us in completing the case report. Hold up, why is it just the two of us? Doesn't Fantasy Gamer 93 have to be present? She's our main detective here. She is a foreign guest. Alright, fair enough. Hold up. I can play that game too. I can also act like I'm a foreign guest. No, you can't. Be a good sport and come help out with the Department of Aberration Defense's work. Humph, I take it back. I'm never doing good deeds again. Looking back now, I really did crack a major case. In that case, aren't I making a name for myself in Planarcadia's criminal history? Hey, that came out wrong. I made myself sound like a criminal. Anyway, I took care of something major. How delightful. Love that for me.
Thanks for watching. If you had fun, subscribe to join the adventure, like the video, share video at social medias. And if you want to go the extra mile, join as a member to support the journey and unlock exclusive perks. See ya at the next adventure.